The food court project is an assignment that I do with my econ class, and it comes from the Buck Institute problem-based learning series. And so the food court is where students actually have this hypothetical student union, and they have a number of prospective restaurants that want to open up in the student union, and they have to figure out and choose which restaurants they want to use. And so it's an exercise in talking about maximizing profit. It's an exercise in talking about special interests, and it's a really, really cool project. And this is a project that involves like 50,000 pieces of paper for students to calculate and work things out. So what I did this year is I made it into a spreadsheet. And many students hadn't seen a spreadsheet maybe since their freshman year, if at all. And so what I did getting started here is I gave them an intro, and I had them take some time just to get familiarized with how formulas work and what's going on and how everything functions. And then what I did is I assigned students each day to do a different tab. And the math gets kind of increasingly complicated, so do the formulas. And so what students are provided with would be a demand schedule, okay, and instructions at the top so they can see what to do. And then what's going to happen is they're going to use formulas to calculate it out. And in this case, I have it completed. But down here, it would be blank for students. When students were able to complete the total revenue, which is very simple math, they would go on to their cost data, and they would have to do formulas to figure out their variable and their fixed costs for the different prospective restaurants. And then what students would have to do then is figure out how to do some calculations for the cost for each price point for the restaurant. And what I provided was a screencast about how to go through the math and how to set it up. Finally, students need to go through and calculate out the total profit. And so they would take basically their revenue minus their cost. And the way that this is set up is actually conditional formatting. And so if there's a positive number, if I just see if I can type it in, it'll automatically turn green. And so what I did here is the math is just stupendous, and there's a ton of it, and there's no way that I'm going to sit there and nitpick and try to see what's going on. But when the students actually do the work, it creates a kind of a noticeable pattern of what's profitable and what's not. And so I just have a key, and I can just really look to see if the shapes are adding up, and if they aren't, then there's a problem, and we'll have students go back and figure out what's going on with it. And so this is really nice because students can actually use spreadsheets, which is more authentic. They can calculate out profit and percentages of profit, and then they can use this as their research and their evidence to formulate an argument how they want to go about finding a certain number of restaurants for the project that they work on. I found that it took my students probably about 3-4 days to do it. A lot of students who actually listen and follow the instructions, they got it taken care of with minimal problems. The students that most struggled are the ones that didn't want to follow the instructions, that weren't quite paying attention, and they weren't quite referring to the cells quite the right way. So a really cool project. It saves a lot of photocopies. It has students actually do real things with spreadsheets, and has tremendous business implications. So that's what this food court project is about. Thanks for watching.